which NFL teams are making the playoffs and who's staying home. It's Who's In, Who's Out on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's football station.
All right, let's look at who's in, who's out for the week that was after Week 13. Which 12 teams do we think will make the NFL playoffs, gentlemen? We've got 4 weeks left to go. That's it.
That's right.
The stretch run is here. And yet the playoff picture could not be murkier. Is that a word? We're going with murkier?
Murkier is a word. It's when the water is cloudy and you can't see through it. Or the picture is cloudy and you can't see through it.
Okay, in the AFC East, Patriots around the board.
Absolutely.
Yes.
In the AFC North, Steelers around the board.
Yep.
Yes.
In the South, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Pete Thompson.
Jacksonville for me in this one. I still think their point differential and the way they play defense separates them from the Tennessee Titans. I know they're both 8-4 right now, but for me, Jacksonville gets the edge.
I love the Jaguars' defense just as much as anyone, but to me, when it comes to situations like this, it still breaks down to the quarterback, and I will always take Marcus Mariota over Blake Bortles. And by the way, the tiebreaker right now has the Titans with a division lead and not the Jaguars. So I go Titans.
I got Jacksonville. Defense in December wins. Defense in December wins. So I'll go Jacksonville over Tennessee, but that tiebreaker could be the factor here, guys. By the way, Tennessee's 4-1 in the division. Jacksonville is 3-1. Those two teams play each other coming up
I believe it's
on
week 15 or 16.
the final week of the year. But Jacksonville plays the 49ers, the Texans in there as well.
Win.
They would only be hurting themselves to not win games like that.
Well, they did lose to the Cardinals.
Josh, who wins the West?
I am changing this pick for the first time in numerous weeks. This is my only change from last week. I am going Los Angeles Chargers for the AFC West. I am so disgusted with the Chiefs, and I have no faith in the Raiders' defense. Phillip Rivers looks reborn. I am going Chargers.
Chargers for me too, Mike Gill, and I've had them in there for a while. I'm believing this Chargers momentum. I do believe the Chiefs are a mess. I took them out of my who's in, who's out completely last week. I still have them out this week, and as far as the Raiders go, God, can they just stay out of trouble? Who's going to get suspended this week? Their defense is poor. Amari Cooper was hurt. Who's Derek Carr throwing to? Raiders can't get out of their own way, so the Chargers are going to win the AFC West.
I've had the Chargers for the last couple of weeks. I'm sticking with the Chargers. They're coming on strong. And look, I think Keenan Allen is a star. He came back from that knee injury. I don't think he was right. I think you're seeing the Keenan Allen that is tough to stop. That's a team the Eagles beat, by the way, this year on the road.
Good thing they got him early is the way I look at it.
Good thing you got them early. Two wildcard teams, Pete Thompson, Duster.
For me, I have Tennessee as the top wildcard team. If I'm not picking them to win the South, I got to pick them as a wildcard team, and not only a wildcard team, but the top wildcard team. And then I would put Baltimore as my second wildcard team. They've won 3 in a row. The Ravens are quietly emerging as a wildcard team, in my opinion.
I'm sticking with the same two I had last week. 2 of the top 5 defenses in the AFC are the Ravens and the Jaguars. I'm a little wary, though, with the Ravens because Jimmy Smith injured his Achilles. Looks like he's probably going to be out for the season. He's their best cornerback. It'll be interesting to see how the team responds without him.
Baltimore, Tennessee. They're the two teams I have getting in there. Kansas City, I can't believe you. I can't believe you, Kansas City. Lost 4 in a row. They're a mess. I never really believed in Oakland all season long. Buffalo, I can't buy into you. Sorry, pals. Baltimore, Tennessee, you're in. That's who's in the AFC. In the East, Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yep.
In the North, Minnesota.
Yep, very much so.
In the South, Josh Hennig.
New Orleans Saints. They found their mojo again this week. I was impressed with how they handled the game against the Panthers, bouncing back from a loss to the Rams. I think the division is there to lose.
I'm with the Saints, too. I've had the Saints for a while, and like Josh said, the only thing that reinforced the Saints for me is they go out and beat a good Panthers team by 10 points.
You know the Saints and the Falcons play twice, by the way.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's great. That's a great division to watch come down to the wire, but the Saints are going to win it.
I have the Saints winning it as well, but the Falcons could have something to say. If they could sweep the Saints, that really would change things in the NFC South. But I'll go Saints for this week. They're a plus 110. That's the number that really stands out for me. And 4-2 on the road. That's something that's surprising with the Saints. They typically struggle on the road. In the West, I've been going Rams virtually the entire season. This is a big week for this division because the Eagles need to beat the Rams. The Rams need to win to stay in home field advantage, and Seattle is now in after their win. So they're just one game back of the Rams. And, guys, they beat the Rams, and they play the Rams next week. So, Pete Thompson, who wins the West?
I still have the Rams winning the West. Now, Seattle was impressive by being able to beat the Eagles, but the Rams took care of business on the road, too. Look, you don't know what Arizona team you're going to get. Josh mentioned Jacksonville tripping up against Arizona a couple weeks ago. Well, the Rams did not trip for that reason and other reasons, including the head-to-head battle in a couple weeks that I can't wait to look forward to. I have the Rams winning the NFC West.
I still have the Rams as well. Listen, Seattle is so depleted. They're going to lose the game somewhere along the way, succeeding the West to the Rams at some point.
I have the Rams. They do play the Eagles, the Seahawks, and Tennessee back to back to back. We'll find out a lot about the Rams in that little 3-game stretch right there. But I like the Rams in the West. Seattle is a wild card with Carolina for me.
I have Carolina and Atlanta. My wild card with Carolina I don't think is much of a reach, but the Atlanta, that last wild card spot is where you're really slicing the garlic there. Are you looking at the Falcons? Are you looking at Seattle? And to me, the Falcons' resume gives them a slight edge against Seattle, which I do believe, even though they beat the Eagles. I'm going the Falcons as my second wild card.
I have the same 2 wild cards I had last week. It's the Panthers and the Seahawks. I can't go Falcons. That loss to the Vikings on Sunday was just downright awful. You have an offense with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and all these weapons, and you put up 9 points? Come on, I can't put you in the playoffs.
By the way, Carolina closes out with Minnesota, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta.
There's at least 2 wins on that schedule, not 3.
I'll tell you what, that South is going to be very interesting. And then Seattle, by the way, we just talked about the Rams schedule. This is what Seattle finishes up with their last 4 weeks. You've got Jacksonville on the road, the Rams, at Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott will be back for that game, and then you close out with the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule. I'll give you that.
Thoughts, PT?
I just don't think, look, Seattle I thought was able to rise to the occasion. I don't know that they can continue that. Plus, how much can Russell Wilson continue to be the one guy they count on? Russell Wilson can't play the whole NFL by himself. That's why I have them just on the outside looking in. I know the Falcons look bad, John.
All right, that's this week's edition of Who's In and Who's Out. Listen again this weekend or next Tuesday to find out who we think the 12 teams are going to be. But you can see how competitive it